Hey guys, James here, back with another video, and today I have an unboxing of this peculiar looking package. This is actually a backpack, believe it or not. It's called the Freedom Pack, and it's by a company called Travelab, and so they're currently running a Kickstarter campaign, and so they reached out to me saying, hey, would you like to do an unboxing, do a video review of this product? And I said, sure. So they made it really cute. So they put my name on it. So it came in a satchel, and then this was inside. So I'm pretty excited to see how they've packaged it up. All right. Okay, pretty simple. Oh, they've even got a nice card for me. All right. So they just said, hey James, super psyched to be collaborating with you. Hope you enjoy reviewing the Freedom Pack as much as we did creating it or making it. Thanks for being part of the journey, Joel from Travelab. So Joel is the guy that I've been in contact with Travelab. So thanks, Joel. Big shout out to you and the team. So really excited to see how this does. So this is the backpack essentially. It comes in this pouch, which is water resistant. And essentially what you do is you just fold it out. So if you just pull everything out, that's the backpack. So it's actually quite unique in this design that everything kind of fits within the pouch. And if I'm correct, if this is the right pouch, so it's one of the side pockets, and then you just kind of put everything back in. Now I still have to get used to doing it, but because it's all flexible material, you don't really need to worry about kind of bending it or crushing it or anything. So once you kind of get it in there, you can just zip it back up. So it's really simple to get in and out of the pouch, and it's great how you get a pouch. Okay, so this is not your average backpack, so I am still going to use my backpack scoring sheet, which I have been doing for the past video, but that's mainly for normal backpacks. This doesn't really fit under that category, so it's more of a day-to-day backpack for traveling rather than say like everyday carry, go to work and stuff like that. But it also depends on your profession and what you do. So some of the features, it is 12 liters, so the total capacity is 12 liters. There is this reflective strip down the middle, so quite reminiscent of some of the anti-theft designs where they have a strip, so the big one being Bobby Backpack. It is water resistant, so they did this in the promotions, and you can check them out in the link in the description. It's just a Kickstarter link, and you can check the video out. But yeah, they just pour water on top, and it just completely comes off. None of it is absorbed within the backpack itself, so that's really cool. As I showed you, it's got that built-in pack where you can fold it in on itself, and it comes in a pouch. Another cool feature is that the backpack opens from the back. So if you can see here, when it's against your back, and I'll wear this later, when it's against your back, no one can access it. So in a sense, safety is actually quite good as well. And they have this buckle clip on the top, which you can attach to something. So those are some of the highlights and an overview. I'm just gonna go bit by bit and go through the whole thing, and like I normally do. So let's just start with exterior design. So in terms of just design, in terms of just looks and aesthetics, obviously, the nature of the backpack does mean that it is going to get crumpled. So that's part of what you need to take into consideration, because if you're going to fold it, it is going to crumple. But I would assume that if you stop crumpling it and you use it for a few times, that these creases will go away. So that should be fine. I think in terms of symmetry, this is a drink bottle holder. There's another kind of smaller compartment. You probably wouldn't fit a drink bottle in here, but this drink bottle holder just makes it a little bit not symmetrical. But having said that, this is also the pouch which you need to store the thing in. So that's just that. The big strip, I'm not sure if it was completely necessary for them to do such a large strip, but I mean, it's safety, it's really good. However, because I foresee this being used more during the day, I'm not sure why you needed such a large strip. I think maybe a thinner strip, or something along the edges or something different, but I think this is a bit too large. It kind of draws a bit too much attention. That's my personal opinion though. So I think the next thing is, I think the access from behind is a great idea. I think it's almost a standard now that, you know, most backpacks are where the zips are against your back, and so people can't, you know, access it. So I think that's a really good concept for travel, because travel, you're always worried that people's gonna steal stuff, people's gonna pickpocket, and so they definitely can't do that when this is on your back, because the zip is only accessible from behind. That's really great, that's fantastic. But overall, I mean, it's roughly the same material across the whole thing. This is also the same material. I'll be honest, it does feel a little bit cheap, just because it feels light, and just because the materials they haven't used aren't, you know, top quality. But I get the reason they're doing this is because of weight. This thing is super light. It's very, very light, and in order to do that, you need to compromise on some of those construction materials. So I can see why they did that, but that's something to take into account. But we'll get into a bit of that later. So straps. So these straps are very much similar to the ClickPack Pro, which I did a review of recently, and my standard backpack, which I've been using for the past few years. I like how it's has more friction, which means that when you put your backpack on, or when you're making adjustments to the strap, that the strap won't loosen very easily. And I think that's a really important thing for backpack designers to keep in mind, and I think these guys did it well. Stitching seems to be pretty good in terms of the attachments on each side. It doesn't look like it's going to fall off anytime soon. The backpack straps themselves, I think they're quite thin. There definitely is padding, but you know, again, you're trying to compromise between lightweight versus, you know, really good quality padding. I know they're going for the lightweight, so in this sense, I guess it's okay. So before I give my marks for exterior design and straps, it's important to note what this is used for. So this is clearly used for outdoor use, for traveling, and even in their promo video, they said it's for kind of like just from home base to travel and then back again. It's not meant for, you know, like going to the airport and stuff like that. That's not what this backpack is for. This backpack is for, you just want to go out, let's just say you're overseas. The best I can think of is perhaps maybe like you're in Thailand or something, and you want to, you know, do your tourist stuff. This holds all your stuff, holds your drink bottles, all your other stuff, your documentation. This backpack can do all that without having to carry a really, you know, bulky backpack, which you might carry for your carry-on, or, you know, having your luggage or whatever. This is what it's designed for. Therefore, lightweight safety is really important. So I think you have to keep that in mind when I do my ranking. So exterior design, it's not great. I'll say it doesn't look, it's not the best looking backpack in the world, but for what it is, it's okay. So I'm just gonna give it a 3. This reflective strip is a little too large for my taste, and the asymmetrical feeling I don't really like it. I think straps, they did pretty well. I'm gonna give them a 4. Could do more padding, but again, I said lightweight, so they need to keep it like that. Okay, rear exterior features. So they have plenty of zip pockets, and it looks like they have a very bright color interior. Very strong zips. As you can see, this zip is pretty much watertight. So they are a bit hard to open, but they are pretty much watertight. So see how it comes around the edge? So that's really, really nice. That's really, really good to have. And all the zips are like that all around. So all the 3 zips. So you have the main body compartment, which is also yellow interior. Okay, then you also have this buckle clip. So you can hang this backpack, but you can clip it on something. Now, because it is going for somewhat of the anti-theft, I would have preferred somehow, I'm not sure how, I'm not very good at design, but somehow integrating some sort of lock onto this, because yeah, you can like attach it to a chair like they showed in the video, but anyone can just take your backpack and nick off with it. So adding some sort of lock feature would have been really nice for them to do, and it's such a great feature to have, but it's just so easily taken away. I guess it's good for convenience if you have the backpack in your, you know, sight, and you know where it is and you can see it all the time. But if you want to put it on the back of your chair, that's not really safe when you go overseas. Anyone can just take it. You've got a big large pocket on the outside, which is really good, and a smaller, you could fit a drink bottle in here actually. It depending on what size. You probably could actually get away with it. Yeah, so that's really nice. And the fact that it's water resistant around the whole backpack is really good. So I think in terms of exterior features, I think they did actually quite well. They've really packed a lot of stuff in here. So they've got slots within the straps themselves, given that they aren't zipped up or velcroed, which is a little bit disappointing. They have this top clip thing, which I'm not too happy with. You know, as I said, I would prefer a locking mechanism, but at least they've got that in. That was an interesting idea. They have the two pockets where you can store water bottles or umbrellas or whatever. You have the two side zip compartments, which is good. You know, I should demonstrate how you can use that later. And you have your main body compartment, which is rear accessible, and this strip. I don't like that strip bit, but yeah, I mean, that is a feature. So they did add that in. So it is going to serve you well at night as well. So I think overall, I'll probably give it a 4 out of 5. Okay, so interior features. So let's open the main body and we'll see if there's anything special in here. Okay, so the main body doesn't open all the way, which I think is good. I don't like it when backpacks open full 180. I actually like this idea and I prefer it. Big, large space to store pretty much anything. And there is, on this side, another flap where you can store, you know, separate compartment for smaller items, which is good. With this kind of style, you know, having a free backpack is probably better because you can just stick whatever you want. When things are a bit too structured, it can impede the use. And the fact that, you know, it is collapsible makes it really important that there's not too much involved. They maybe could have added, you know, another compartment, like a smaller compartment on the top or maybe at the bottom. That might have been good, but I'm quite happy with what they've done here. I'm not really complaining much about it. For what this is designed for, I think this is okay and this is good. For my other backpacks, I always try to look for the best things possible, but because this is a simple backpack, I have to gauge it differently. So I'm just going to give interior features, I'm going to give it a solid 4. They didn't overcomplicate things, and they did add this. If they didn't add this, I'll be a little bit hesitant to give them a 4 out of 5, but I'm going to give them a 4 out of 5. Again, space management, I think this falls under the same category. I'll probably give it a 4 out of 5 as well. Okay, comfort. The only way for me to do comfort is I have to actually load this thing up and actually wear it. So let's start with this drink bottle. So let me try put this on this side. So this does fit nice and snug on that side. I'll probably seal this one up. But you can definitely put this, let's just say you put this drink bottle here, you can store that up. It actually holds, that's pretty good tension. It actually holds the backpack up. Let's just say you wanted to have an umbrella, you can stick the umbrella on this pocket. So you can do either one, but for the sake of this demonstration, I'm just gonna put it on this pocket. Okay, so what are some other things that you might bring on your trip outside? All right, so I've also decided to add in this umbrella as well, so I'm gonna just do that. I'll stick it in this one, just because it is variable. Okay, so that's nice and snug, and the cool thing is that because it's waterproof, you don't even need a sleeve. You can put it directly in, so that's really great. Okay, so what else can you put in this? So let's just say you went out, it could get cold, so you're gonna maybe have a thin jacket. So this jacket can go, you know, all the way to the bottom. All right, this leaves you still plenty of room. So I've got a few things. So I've got this sunglasses here. They did demonstrate to put it in this top compartment, but unless you have very flat sunglasses, that's not gonna fit. So I'm just gonna put it in this sunglasses case. You can put that there. A few other things, I mean, here, I've got a tablet, I've got a Bible, a notebook, a book. So this is actually a small bag by BUMB. So this is a company which does really good small storage bags. And I did do a review, so you can see the card link right here. So you can have a look at that. But this essentially allows you to carry multiple smaller items in one bag, or one pouch. So this is a power bank, this is some earphones. And what you do is you just, you know, put this inside here, and that's good to go. It's not going to go around. Now you could technically put it into this top compartment here as well, but it might fly out, you know, just when you're accessing stuff. So I prefer to just use this. And let's just say, you know, I wanted to bring, you know, a book or a Bible around. So let's just put this underneath. And then let's just say that was it. And then you probably wouldn't bring a tablet around, or you might, a notebook or book. So you can substitute that Bible for any one of these three, and that'll be fine. So zipping this up, Now in here, you can add, documentations, you can add money. So this goes halfway. So I can't actually put my hand through it, but they actually overlap each other. So it is sharing that same space. So this is my right hand, this is my left hand. So they do overlap with each other. So they're sharing the same space. But what you could do is, you could put, if you're traveling, I like to have some chewing gum. Depends how you work as well. You can put your passport, your wallet and stuff in here. And I'll show you why it's not too bad to do that as well. If you have like a travel card, you can put maybe the travel card in here, but I would still probably put it in a zipped pocket. I just prefer that. So let's look at comfort. So let's put this on. Oh, better extend the straps. Okay, so putting this on. All right, so this is the backpack. In terms of comfort, I think it's not too bad. I think if the drink bottle was fully filled, it would be a bit heavier, but it doesn't seem like it's that bad. You're not going to load like a few bricks in here. It's not going to be that heavy. So I'll give you a side profile, back, another side, and then front on. It's actually not too bad. I think it's all right. Like, it kind of fits quite snug against your back, and knowing that, you can't access the zips at all. Like, the sides, maybe, but it's gonna be awkward for someone to try to get something in there. So the cool thing is though, let's just say you did store something on the side. What you can do is you take one strap out, and you just unzip it like this, and there you go. So for example, okay, let's pretend this Samsung Quick Start Guide is documentation, right? And let's just say these are some headphones or some charging cables, and you wanted to put it on this side. Right, maybe some Bluetooth earphones or something like that. So what you do is when you put it on your back, right, you're going about your business and you say, okay, I need my money, I need my wallet or whatever it is, right? So you know what's on your right side. So while your backpack is still on you, you can open the zip and just grab it, do what you need to do, maybe, keep it still on there. You can hold it, whatever you want. It's still within your proximity, and that's really good. And then you just put it back, and then you zip it up again. Same goes for the other side. If you want to just do this, hold the backpack, and you can grab your earphones or whatever it is. Okay, so in terms of comfort, you have to think of a few things. They made it really lightweight, which means that you can really use this quite effectively, and the more things you can store. Because if the backpack is heavy itself, then that's one less thing that you can store in your back if you don't want it to be too heavy. So I think they did quite a good job in terms of making this backpack quite comfortable. The straps feel okay. I mean, they're not that bad. I think the padding is sufficient. It would be hard to say, after a full day of actually wearing this backpack, but I could probably get used to this, traveling. It's very lightweight. Comfort-wise, I'm gonna give it maybe a 4.5. Anti-theft security, obviously, this is not slash-proof. So if someone comes at a knife, it is probably gonna break. There is 2 layers, as you can see here, the exterior black layer and the interior yellow layer. Maybe if they try to swipe at you once, then it might be okay, but any second or third time, it'll probably will come out. Apart from slashing and stuff like that, the fact if someone wanted to pickpocket, they won't be able to do it because all the access is right behind you. And if you are smart, put your zips right in the middle, right? And the zips themselves, whether you see it as a good thing or a bad thing, they're quite difficult to open and they make quite a bit of noise. So it's gonna be difficult for people to actually try to access this backpack without you knowing while it's on you. So I think in terms of anti-theft and security, it is not slash-proof, unfortunately, but it is good in terms of having the zip at the back. So I'm gonna give it maybe, this is a tough one. I'll give it a 3.5, just because it is not slash-proof, unfortunately. But had this not had the rear access zips, I would have given it maybe like a 1 or a 2. But it is good. I loved how, all the zips and stuff are only accessible from behind, and they're quite easy to access. The main compartment is a bit difficult to access, but you could put it, the other reverse way, open the bag and access stuff like this. Okay, weight. Now to do this accurately, I'm just gonna zip everything back up and then put it in its pouch form so that I can put it onto the scales and get a more accurate reading. All right, so it's in its pouch form. Let's turn the scale on. Okay. Yep, so it's definitely reading as 226 grams. So 226 grams, that is super, super light. So that's really, really cool. So weight, I'm gonna give it, I mean, it has to be really good. That's such a light backpack compared to like some like 800 grams to some other standard backpacks are 800 grams to like 1 kilogram, so, or 1.2 kilograms. So 226 grams, they did a really good job. And to integrate this into a pouch, that's fantastic. So I'm just gonna give them a solid 5. I mean, I have to. I mean, this is so light. Okay, pricing. Now, in terms of pricing, this is actually not bad. So by the time I upload this video, there are still a few days left, 1 to 2 weeks left on the Kickstarter campaign. You can actually pick this one of these up depending on when you can get it. You can pick one of these up for 60 Singaporean dollars, or in Australian dollars, it's roughly about the same. In US dollars, it comes to be about 40 US dollars. So 60 Sing or Aussie and about 40 US. Now, for that price, Kickstarter price, I think it's actually quite worth it. For $60, you're able to get like a really good travel backpack. Now, if you try to get this somewhere else, you're going to be paying around the same price, but it's not going to have as many features and it's not going to be able to, you know, pack up in such a small, compact design. You know, when you're looking at Kickstarter stuff, you always look at quality. I think the quality is good for what you pay. It's not going to, you know, break on you. It doesn't feel cheap in it by any means. I mean, it does feel cheap, but for the price you pay and for what you want it to do, that's justified in that sense. So the retail will be roughly about 80 Singaporean dollars, which works out to be about 55 US dollars. Now, even for this price, it's not too bad. If this is a big need for you, if you want a backpack that can fit in the palm of your hand, literally, or in a small backpack that's water resistant, can fit into a pouch like this. It has, you know, all the basic needs that you want, is anti-theft design. I think for $80, depending on your budget, I think it's not too bad. If you have the money, I would suggest, yeah, go ahead and get it, because this is such a really good product. It's so unique. I haven't really seen anyone like it. There may be products out there, but I haven't seen it for myself personally. And the price point is actually not too bad. If they charged $100, I would say, nah, probably stay away from it. But $80 is not bad. It's quite reasonable. But for $60, what you can get it right now at Kickstarter, it's definitely worth it. So you should go ahead, quickly grab it if you are looking for one of these things. I think it's a great product. You should go get it. So pricing, I'll give it a solid 4. Okay, so in terms of any deal breakers, I don't think so. I mean, because this is not your standard everyday office bag. It's a travel bag. You know, one of the small things, as I said, you know, that strap on the top. So this locking mechanism was one thing, which I wasn't too happy about, and this really large strip. But those are the only two things that I didn't, you know, really like about it. Everything else was quite okay and quite good. So when would I use this? I'm actually going overseas sometime soon in the next few months, and I'm 100% gonna be using this. I'm going to, you know, overseas in Asian countries where safety is and theft and pickpocketing is quite common. And you know, if I wanted to go out and you know, store some stuff, drink bottle and all that stuff, then this is a great backpack to use because they can't steal from me. Maybe they'll be able to steal my umbrella or drink bottle, but that's inconsequential. You know, those things can be replaced. But the other things like you know, sometimes you have like specific expensive sunglasses, or you know, all your other stuff that you want inside, you know, your power bank and all that stuff isn't that easy to replace compared to a drink bottle. I think this is great. I'm definitely going to use it. Like 100%, I'm actually going to be using this when I go overseas, just because it's lightweight, you don't feel a thing, and you know, you can just store stuff in it and don't have to worry about it getting pickpocketed, which is really, really great. I think they mainly are targeting travelers, but you can use it for sports for sure. You know, the waterproof material does make it really good for sports, outdoor use. You probably wouldn't want to use it for you know, office style use, because you know, it's not going to protect your laptop well and all that stuff and all your gadgets. But if you wanted to maybe just, like, for example, if you're skateboarding or you're cycling just for leisure or something, this might be good as well. Because it's lightweight, can store all your stuff, basic essentials, your jacket. I think if you go cycling or skateboarding or whatever, you just need a drink bottle, maybe a power bank, and maybe a jacket. And this is definitely going to do that for you, and it's really lightweight, so you won't feel it. And it will protect your back from getting wet if it's raining. So that's pretty good. I think in terms of flexibility of use, you probably want to give it maybe a 3.5. The reason I gave it 3.5 and not a 4 is because I do have to judge flexibility of use across the board. So it's quite specific in its niche, but that's not necessarily anything bad about the backpack, but I am gonna give it a 3.5 instead of a 4. All right, so my final score is 79 out of 100, so just shy of that 80 mark, unfortunately. I think it's good, but I guess there are some things in the design which could have been improved. Something which I didn't mention too much about is these strap pockets. This does have elastic, so it's okay, but you know, I feel like you really do need to have a zip or some sort of Velcro so that whatever is in here doesn't come out. I think that's really important. But you know, I think overall 79 is a still pretty decent mark. It's just because everything added up together, that's just the mark that it comes to. But 79 is definitely a great mark, which means you should definitely go get it. For the price that you pay, it's quite well worth. And yeah, I'm quite actually happy with this, and definitely going to be using this when I travel. So if this is something that you definitely need, you know, you've been wanting to look for a travel backpack that, you know, can fold up really small and is really lightweight, it's waterproof, anti-theft, and has those really nice pockets on the side that you can quickly access, has drink bottle pockets and stuff like that, then this might be the backpack for you. So I would suggest, yeah, go ahead and get it. Get the Kickstarter before it runs out. You have about 2 weeks from the day of uploading this video, and I'm sure that, you know, when they finish the Kickstarter, I'll be leaving links in the description of where else you can get it after the Kickstarter campaign is finished. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. So this is the Freedom Pack by Travelab. So again, thank you so much for Travelab for sending this out to me to do a review on. Really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments what you think about this backpack. Would you get one? What are some of the things that you thought are great, and what are the things that maybe perhaps you didn't like? Did you agree with me, you know, on these things like the buckle and the light strip and stuff like that? Let me know in those comments. But hope you liked it. Like if you liked it, dislike if you disliked it. Leave a comment below if you have any questions or any comments about this particular backpack or anything else, and I'll try and get around to answering those for you as soon as I can. Subscribe to see more videos like this in the future, and I will see you guys in the next one.